Hey y'all, it's your girl Stylistically Nay coming back at you with another video. This is a story time of my firstborn and the events that led up to her being birthed. My daughter's name is Ayana. She was born on April 23rd, 2016. So, for starters, I was still in college when I got pregnant, okay? I was 21 or 22, something like that. So, I went to school for fashion merchandising, so, I kind of go to class with the same people every day. So, we kind of had a bond of girls, all my SFA fashion merchandising majors, because y'all saw me walking around on campus. So basically, let's start from me being pregnant. So obviously I was doing things I had no business doing with their dad. And basically one day, when a girl knows, she knows. So she's just like, we gonna have to take a test. So, took the pregnancy test and it said positive. I took 2. Every girl always be taking more than one. Be like, well, let me just make sure it wasn't, faulty or whatever. So, I went ahead and took 2 tests. And when it said positive, let me tell you, I was devastated. I cried so hard. You know that cry you cry when you're like, like you losing your breath, like it's just gone, and you gasping for it back. Like, I cried so bad because I cried so bad, y'all. I did. In the back of my mind, before I started doing stuff that I had no business doing, I really wanted to just save myself from marriage. So if you are out here and you're a teenager, you're a kid, you're 27 and never had sex before, wait until you get married. I'm telling you, it will save you a world of hurt and foolishness. Okay? So, yeah, found out I was pregnant, cried like a baby, and, had to do that call of shame when you call your mom or whoever your guardian is at the time and be like, I'm pregnant and not married. So, that's what happened, or whatever. And so I called my mom and told her, yep, I'm pregnant. And to be honest, I do not remember anything that she said. And I really don't remember anything I said after that. I just know I was probably crying, saying I'm sorry, I disappointed you, all those things. But she didn't yell at me, so she didn't say she was going to kill me or anything, so yeah, so I guess that was that. That's really what happened. So I'm pregnant. I'm walking on campus pregnant. By this time, I had lost all of my friends for the most part because of things that happened, which will be saved for another story time. I'm building them up, guys. They're going to all make sense at the end, okay? So I'm still in college. I'm walking around on campus, and I had finally told the fashion merchandising girls, I was like, guys, I'm pregnant. And they were just like, oh, you're pregnant? I just thought you had a big lunch. I don't know if they were trying to be nice or if they really meant that, but it made me feel better about my life, so I'm not mad at it. So after that, I'm just pregnant. So we're gonna fast forward to when I was about to go into labor. So I used to work at Claire's when it was still in the area I went to school at. It's no longer there anymore. So I went there and I was working, and after the end of my shift, before the end of the other girl's shift, she was just like, well, I'll see you tomorrow. And I was just like, girl, I don't know if I'm gonna make it to tomorrow. You better watch what you say, because stuff be coming to pass when you speak it out in the atmosphere, okay? So it's Friday, I'm going home, and I am feeling so much pain. every like 20-ish so minutes, I'm going to the shower and just in there trying to ease the pain because I had nothing else. I was just like, I don't got nothing else. I can't take nothing. So I'm just like, I'm having Braxton Hicks contractions, which is a contraction but not a contraction, is what they tell you. However, I don't think, this piece of hair is gonna get on my nerves, I don't think I was having actual Braxton Hicks contractions. I think I was having real contractions. So the pain was, I can't say unbearable because I bared it, but it felt unbearable at the time. So I'm just getting up every 30 or so minutes, going back in the shower, and I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. So it gets to the morning, and I think it's like 7 or 8, and here I am, waddling back to the shower, and I'm in the shower, and then all of a sudden, rated R alert, rated R alert, rated R alert. I just feel like a gush. And I said, did the River of Jordan just happen right to me right now? And I was just like, oh, my water broke. This is a perfect place for your water to break, in the shower. So I got out and I was like, I think my water just broke. So then I was just like, okay, well, let me just stay out of the shower because, you know, it could be like, you know, what is it called? A false alarm. It could be a false alarm. So I'm just like, okay, but like the water just keep on coming. It just keep on coming. I'm just like, now I gotta change clothes again. So we get in the car and we're on the way to the hospital. And I felt literally every small, huge twist, turn, bump, stop sign, red light. I felt it all in my stomach. So we get to the hospital and then the lady is just like, okay, how can I help you? And I'm just like, my water just broke. She was just like, okay, so I really want to say, she says, so are you like pregnant? Are you sure that your water broke? And PSA for anybody who works with pregnant people, don't ask, are we sure? Because that's when you be getting that attitude back. Just like, sis, I just said my water broke. Get me in a wheelchair and get me out of here, please. So she kept asking me so many questions, and I'm just like, okay, just keep calm. And I'm just like, I had another contraction right there. And then she was like, oh, okay, somebody's gonna come out with a wheelchair. I'm just like, why did I have to do all of that for you to get me a wheelchair? Anyways, so I do that, put me in the wheelchair, get me admitted to a room, start hooking me to IVs and stuff, and I think his sister was there or whatever. I don't really remember how those events went, but I just remember being in the hospital bed and I was just like, yeah, I want an epidural because I ain't about to do this. So they give me an epidural and it's been like maybe 3 or 4 hours. And the doctor's just like, you haven't dilated past 8 centimeters. Oh, when I came in, I was dilated like 1.5. And then the next hour or so, I was like 3, and then 4, and then 8. So they're just like, well, you're not dilating past 8 centimeters, so I think we're gonna have to do a C-section. And I'm just like, a C-section? Like, I'm just looking at them like drugged up, and I'm just like, so you're telling me that I'm gonna have to get a C-section? Why? Just because I haven't dilated 8 centimeters, just leave me in here. Leave me alone. Personal reasons why I think they should have just left me alone. Could have had that baby without getting cut. But anyways, I digress. Okay, I guess. I mean, what else am I supposed to do? So they start suiting me up, and let me go back. I didn't eat anything because it was 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning. I had just woke up and went into the shower. So by the time we at the hospital, it's like 11 or so o'clock, and they're doping me up with all this medicine. I'm a small person. I'm very sensitive to medicine. So getting more medicine in my body, I'm starting to feel a little nauseous. But it's all good. I'm just like, okay, I'm fine. So they start rushing in the room, suiting me up, and all this other stuff, putting all this gear on me. And then they put me on a stretcher bed, whatever you want to call it, and like rush me into this white room. And all I remember is just like feeling like I was in like House or like some doctor movie, and like they're just rushing the person into the emergency room or something. And I was just like, yo, this is not happening. And I think I saw my dad. I don't know who else I saw, but I know that there was people in the hallway. So like they were rushing me in there, and I looked so bad. I was just like, ugh. So they put me in there, and then like they put the sheet over your stomach, and they're like calling out all these orders like, now get this, we need this, we need that, we need that. And I'm just like, yo, this is a movie, like what is going on? And I'm like getting so dizzy. And I kept requesting something, kept saying, well, I need this before we start, like I can't do this without this. So finally my request is given, and they start pumping I don't know, what do they give you? I don't think it's anesthesia. Yeah, it's anesthesia they give you when you get a C-section. So I'm just like, okay. And then, you know, most doctors be like, count to 100 or something like that. But listen, she was just like, I'm about to give you the anesthesia and you're probably about to go to sleep in the next couple of minutes. And I was just like, okay. And then I just closed my eyes. I was gone. But I opened them back up, and I could feel them cutting. Okay, I couldn't feel them, but I could feel my body jerking off the table. Like, that's how rough it was. And I was just like, this is not happening to me right now. Like, what the heck is going on? Why am I getting a C-section? So then they pull Ayana out. You know, she's crying, and they put her next to my head, and I shed a little tear. I was like, oh, my baby. And then I think I went back to sleep, and they start stitching me up. And I could hear Ayana in the background before, like, I went fully back to sleep, and then I was in the room. So after I was in the room, you know, if you've been pregnant before or stayed overnight with somebody who just had a baby, the nurses be coming in and out at any time. So it's like, and by this time my mom is here. I think my mom got there either while I was getting the C-section or a little bit afterwards, because she was 3.5 hours away, had to drop everything to come, you know, to me. So she stayed with me, and we were just sitting there, and you know, Ayana's sitting next to me, I'm in the bed, my mom's over there, he's over there somewhere, and the nurse comes in just like, hi, I'm here to check. I'm like, it's 2 a.m. and my child is asleep. Why are you talking so loud, sis? She was so nice though, but she was so loud. And I was just like, if they don't get Nurse Susan up out of here, I'm probably gonna have a fit in all my Christian ways. Okay? So then, you know, another one comes in, and I'm just like, so this just happens all night? Like, they don't leave you alone? Oh, we're gonna take her and check her vitals or whatever they do. And I'm just like, okay, well, next time you come in here, can you be more quiet? Please. So I'm in there with my mom talking, trying to eat. I think I threw up before I had the C-section too, because I felt sick after feeling like I was on an episode of House. I was just like, I feel sick. Blah, into that little blue bag. So yeah, it was just crazy, and I was just wondering, like, why did I just have a C-section? And so then a year later, when it's time to get Ayana's first year checkup, they're just like, okay, so, you know, they're asking those basic questions, and they're just like, so did anything happen? Was there any problems with your pregnancy? And I was like, no, but I had a C-section. They're just like, oh, okay, was there a reason why? I said, well, they told me that her head was coming out. I was dilated to 8 centimeters already, and they had to cut me open. That's what they told me. They were just like, oh, well, here in the papers, it says that her heart rate was dropping. So that's what they had to do, an emergency C-section. And I was just like, come again? her heart rate dropped. Didn't nobody tell me that. Didn't nobody tell me that her heart rate dropped, so why would I have an emergency? If it was an emergency C-section, I mean, when I think about it, the way they ran me into the room, you would have thought that it was. But maybe, you know, I was in a daze. I was drugged up, so who knows? But that did not happen because my mother was there. And you don't just make up a child's heart rate dropping. You just don't tell the mom, oh, your child's heart rate is dropping, we need to have a C-section. You get told that. So it's just like, oh, so they just put it, why would they put that on legal documents? So come to find out a couple of years later, well, not a couple of years, a year later, because I had Bo the next year, my son, I went to a different hospital, and they were just like, well, that hospital that you went to is a high C-section rate, has a high C-section rate. Therefore, you know, they'll pretty much find any reason to give you a C-section because that's more money for them and things of that nature. And I was just like, so that's why they put that on the paper. But no, her heart rate did not drop. She was perfectly fine. She was a very small baby. I mean, I'm small, but she was, what, 4 pounds? She was born about 2 weeks early. So she was about 4 pounds, and yeah, I think she was supposed to be born like May 2nd or May 3rd or something like that, but she was born April 23rd, and yeah, she was perfectly healthy. She was just little, and I still don't know to this day why they would put that, but it obviously makes sense that they want to get all these C-sections, they want to get that moolah, so whatever, that's good. But now my baby is about to be 4 years old, because today is April 17th. She will be 4 years old on April 23rd, and she is alive, well, healthy, intelligent little girl who could probably teach you a couple words out the dictionary. I literally asked her, she was just like, Mommy, Alyssa is frustrated. And I was just like, do you read a dictionary or something? Because why do you know that word? But yeah, she's very smart. She's alive, well, healthy. She's going to be an awesome child of God. I'm speaking it over your life now. So when you watch this video and you older, you will know your mama was praying from the womb. From the womb. But anyways, y'all, that was my story of the first baby. The second baby story time will be coming, and the third baby story will be coming, because they were all very, very different. I've had every type of birth, so besides water, I'm not doing that. But yeah, thank you for joining me for my story time. And like, subscribe, comment, tell me what video do you want to see next. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I know, I was watching. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. And I will see you on the next video. Peace.